Good morning, television family. Back at it for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's 16th day of February 2022. According to my calendar, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Winnie Wednesday. Yeah, we're back with another exciting prize courtesy of our good friend Cindy up there at Chelan Valley Skincare. Apparently you did this last week when I was on vacation. She's offering a really cool February special. Normally runs you $250, but with this $50 gift certificate, it only runs you $200. And what are you going to get for your $200? I have to read Diana's handwriting here, so bear with me. It's the head-to-toe special that you're going for here. This is a European facial, some sort of infusion, a partial body wrap, a bionic foot bath. Cool. And a foot massage. It's a $250 value, and you're going to get $50 off on that because this is a $50 gift certificate, and you can use it any time you want. So $50 off the February special at Chelan Valley Skincare up there on Apple Blossom Drive in Chelan. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. Get your email address into me. That's how you enter. It's email. Email me. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's one entry per email address. Don't forget that. Employees of Solion Broadcasting, Local Telecommunications, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Tucker. And again, so it's a $250 value. You get $50 off that right off the top. So it's only going to run you $200. And you're going to walk out of there feeling good and looking good. Thanks to Cindy at Chelan Valley Skincare. And again, $50 off. The big prize I just mentioned will go to the winner. We'll do the drawing a little bit later on today. Unlike yesterday at this time when you had to scrape your windshield if you parked outside, not going to be the case today. It's 41 degrees, very pleasant. We got all the way to 50 on Tuesday. We'll have a couple of really nice days coming up. Bit of a change in the weekend, though. Things are going to get a little unsettled as we get towards the weekend. It's still February, but it's nice right now, 41 degrees. We had some wind last night, too. Woke me up about 11 o'clock last night. What is that? We didn't have any wind in the forecast, but we had some wind last night. It's calm right now. Forecast details coming up, passes, news, all that good stuff. It's Apple Blossom Week, you know that. The Royalty Selection Pageant comes up this Saturday night at the Wenatchee Convention Center, presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. All this week, we've been introducing you to the top 10 candidates. Eric Granstrom did the honors of interviewing these lovely young ladies who are vying for the Royal Court. Today, you get to meet Paige, Garetson, and Mallory West. Paige and Mallory will do the honors. They sat down with Eric last week, and you'll get to know them in the back half of the program. Looking forward to the broadcast, too, on Saturday night. Countdown to coronation begins at 6:30, the pregame show, if you will. The pageant begins at 7. Our cameras will be there in high definition and stereophonic sound. Let's begin our tour around the valley because it is sunrise. It's right now, 7:04. It's happening. Sunset tonight, 5:26. That's 10 hours and 22 minutes of daylight. We're gaining about 2 minutes of daylight a day. And again, 50 yesterday. It was a bit of a surprise. It's about 5 degrees warmer than we were expecting. Good morning to the valley from our Wenatchee Heights, sometimes called cross camera. Snow melt continues. Camera 2, I don't know. You find out when we throw it up on the screen just like I do. And camera 2 will be that camera there. And Tumwater? The Tumwater. Hey, good morning, Leavenworth. We haven't checked in with you guys for a while. That's up on the big hill right before you enter the Tumwater Canyon, which, of course, is the only way to get from Leavenworth to the Lake Wenatchee area right now and Plain because the Chump Stick is still closed today because of those boulders and rocks on the roadway. We'll talk about that. Good morning to the Bavarian Village, camera number 3. Ooh, there's sunrise. I don't know what we're looking at, but there's sunrise. That's what? Oh, that's Root Canyon? Okay, I believe you. Good morning up there to the Waterville Plateau. That big yellow thing called the sun is starting to make its presence felt up high. So good morning to our friends up on the top of Douglas County in camera number 4. Ooh, it's moving. Whatever it is, it's a little breezy there. Again, I can't quite make it out. Maybe McNeil? That's Cashmere. Okay, is that Stein? It must be. Must be windy up there, too, as well, unless we're having an earthquake, and I don't know anything about. Look at that. Sun's coming up. Just starting to happen right now. Some spectacular views. This is a cool part of the morning this time of the year because the sunrise actually happens during Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I kind of like that. That's cool. Good work this morning from our good friend, Mr. Derby on this winning Wednesday. Okay, quick little reminder, things are going to change this weekend. Active weather is going to return on Saturday and Sunday. Not too bad, but certainly active. The clouds will be coming back. It'll start happening on Friday night. We're going to cloud up, and then we're going to have some clouds, maybe a little bit of light rain, maybe a little bit of light snow on Saturday night and Sunday. Temperatures are still going to be warm, mild anyway, lower 40s, which is normal for this time of the year. But things are going to we're going to have a beautiful week. Just in time for the weekend is when we're going to see some significant changes here to the Wenatchee Valley, most of north central Washington, and some pretty good doses of snow in the Cascades. You were forewarned. From the National Weather Service, here we go again. Lots of sunshine, 46 degrees. Again, we hit 50 yesterday, could get close to that. Very little wind in the forecast, we're told. Clear tonight, 30 for the overnight low, 32 right around there. Just a weak system, a weak short wave, kind of in and out on Thursday. You'll notice a few more clouds tomorrow, maybe a degree or so cooler for the afternoon high. Friday, nothing but sunshine at the high of 45. Friday night's when we start clouding up. Saturday, cloudy, maybe a little bit of light rain. High of 46, that's above normal. Our normal high this time of the year is 42. Cloudy, a little bit of rain with some significant snow in the mountain passes on Sunday. The heaviest snow, by the way, in the mountain passes, heads up, going to be Saturday night into Sunday. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, only the very highest of the elevations are going to get a light dusting of snow. For the valley, if we get anything at all, it'll be coming down in the form of rain, and then a big cool down. On Monday for the holiday, it's President's Day. We're only going to get to 38 and only 34 on Tuesday. So we'll be about 10 degrees below normal for the afternoon high by the time we get to Tuesday of next week, but it's now closer to March. And we like that. To the mountain passes we go. Your pass report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner, and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. Live shot of Stevens, and that is the only pass right now that has an advisory. Traction tires are advised on Stevens. It is snowing, not particularly hard, but it is snowing, and most of the snow is relegated right to the summit of Stevens Pass for most of your trip over US 2. You're not going to find too much trouble, but when you get right to the top, you're going to find some compact snow and ice on the roadway. So there you go. Traction tires are advised. Fluid is fine. Bare or dry, no advisories, no restrictions, lots of asphalt to attract your tires. You're good to go there. And I-90, pretty much the same deal. A little bit of a rain-snow mix. It's not sticking to the roadway on Snoqualmie Pass, so you're fine there. No advisories, no restrictions, no real inclement weather all the rest of the week until we get to Saturday. Saturday afternoon, it's going to start snowing. Saturday night, it's going to snow pretty good on all of the major mountain passes. That includes Stevens, that includes Snoqualmie, that includes Blewett. So if you're traveling into the mountain passes Saturday night into Sunday, is going to be a little on the dicey side. Between now and Saturday afternoon, you're all right, but Saturday afternoon starting about 4 o'clock and going all the way Saturday night into Sunday about 10 a.m., it's going to snow in the Cascades right now outside of Stevens. No advisories, no restrictions. 8 minutes after the hour. A 1 minute break, and we will have your news for you on this Wednesday morning, this winning Wednesday morning. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin, and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CVCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CVCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
Another beautiful morning here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're sitting pretty at 41 degrees. We'll be mid, maybe even upper 40s. Bountiful sunshine today. A couple of passing clouds on Thursday. One more dose of the good stuff on Friday. Then we're going to cloud up, maybe see a little bit of rain on Saturday and Sunday, and right into the holiday for that matter. We're going to cool down quite a bit. Chumpstick Highway still closed, and it's going to stay closed through at least today, we're being told. Remember that big 25-foot boulder came down on the highway, and you can see the other one that's teetering just above it. They're working on it. They got contractors out there, and they say it's going to be at least through today before they'll be able to get her open again. Of course, it's blocked at that intersection of Camp 12 Road, and drivers are being asked to use the Tumwater Canyon as an alternative route. The boulder's about 25 feet in diameter. Again, it's still closed. That is a shot of Birch Mountain and a sure sign that spring is on the way. Chelan County closing the dirt road at Birch Mountain where the pavement ends and the dirt road begins. They put the gate down yesterday morning. The seasonal road closure where the pavement ends and the dirt road begins. They do it every year at this time. They don't want people driving around on the dirt road to damage the road because of the melting and thawing cycle of the winter snow, and it typically is closed through March. So no vehicles, but you can hike it if you want. You just can't drive on it. The city of Wenatchee will not be taking up their long-delayed revision of the noise ordinance this year. Current city code simplifies, it's kind of strange. It prohibits any loud, repetitive, raucous noise that's offensive to a reasonable person 50 feet away. A lot of ambiguity there. Well, the City Council and its Planning Commission tried to drop a new ordinance a couple of years ago, saying the current law is unclear. It's also hard to enforce. Mayor Frank Kuntz said last week that a new draft on a new noise ordinance is not going to be happening this year.
I think the consensus from talking to all 7 of you was, although not unanimous, that we would table the noise ordinance discussion for another time. And I'll work with the chief about enforcing the laws that we currently have and making sure that we're responding to calls.
There seems to be some ambiguity with the police department on how they need to enforce it as it stands now. I think we just need to make sure that it's clear to them so that when they get a call and they show up and you stand at this fence line, if you can hear something, they've got a leg to stand. You know, something just so that it's clear, because I've been there where I've called and it feels like you can't get anything done.
City of East Wenatchee may soon loosen its mask rules for employees. Mayor Frank Kuntz telling City Council members last week those staffers who are fully vaccinated may soon be allowed to go without masks when they're at the job. City policy for most of this pandemic has called for masks in areas that are shared by employees. Kuntz said the changes would also drop mask requirements for Wenatchee City Council.
So obviously the governor has sort of saying that he's going to be changing our mask policy. Currently the city policy is probably a little stronger than the state policy, and that our policy is if you're in your office and you're moving around, you're wearing a mask. If you're in your own location and you've been vaccinated, then you don't have to wear a mask. And so that's been the city policy for a while. It is a little bit further along than maybe where the state is at this point. So we are sort of considering from a management perspective, loosening the standard, which basically says if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask at work anymore.
It would be aligning it with what's currently allowed while we wait to hear the date on what we think is going to be even more flexibility from that. So it's kind of a step down till we get to the next step down.
A $4.5 million pedestrian underpass under Highway 2 in Leavenworth is among the items that did advance in a major state transportation spending bill. The Move Ahead Washington Act includes the budget request from State Senator Brad Hawkins. It would create a walkway tunnel underneath Highway 2 on the east end of Leavenworth. Hawkins said the planning and budgeting could change radically before the bill moves out of the Senate Transportation Committee. He says he hopes to keep the underpass measure in place. About $165 million in other road and highway proposals for this area have been left out of the bill, and that includes that $134 million Confluence Parkway project. Of course, they're trying to mitigate all those traffic challenges, building a new bypass to take you past North Wenatchee Avenue, a new bridge over the Wenatchee River. They got $49 million in federal grants. They need $85 million more from the state to make it happen. Right now, that is not in the transportation bill I just talked about, and that's what's making headlines at 15 minutes after the hour. We'll have another newscast for you at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock tonight. Plus, we have high school basketball as well, a District 6 play-in game between the Eastmont Wildcats and the Sunnyside Grizzlies. We'll have that on Facebook and on TV. So Grant and Eric are going to be really busy today. With a preview of tonight's news, here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will feature 2 more candidates vying for a spot in this year's Apple Blossom Royalty Court. Sunny skies and unseasonably warm temperatures through the rest of this week, and then some changes by the end of the weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has a look at all the high school basketball tournament action coming up around our area. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Don't forget, if you got a news tip, you want to drop us a note and say hi, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app, or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. There's a contact us icon. You fill out the form. Pretty simple. After a quick break, sports. The Wenatchee Wild got shut out for just the second time this year last night against the Vernon Vipers. We'll also talk about Kraken hockey. We'll preview basketball tonight with sports. Plus, we'll have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty, and 2 more top 10 candidates for the Apple Blossom Royal Court. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
When I was about 16, I got in a relationship. He hit me for the first time in front of his daughter. He physically abused me in front of my children. I couldn't do it no more. Sage was there for me when I needed them. I didn't hear a lecture from them. I didn't hear anything, but just acceptance. And that's what I needed at the time. And they help you with everything that you need to move on in life and heal.
I have a hereditary bone disease from the female side of my family. My bone loss was so significant that you could almost see the roots. I became embarrassed and I started covering my mouth. Eating became very difficult as far as I stopped eating apples, corn on the cob, things that you just eat as it is without utensils. Dr. Divis was my dentist prior to having implants. We talked about traditional dentures or implants, and implants was the only way really that I could go. John Divis and all of his office staff, they checked on me throughout all the processes. I would never go anyplace else. Today, I can eat corn on the cob. I can have apples. Thanks to Dr. John Divis and his staff, I have my smile back. I feel more confident. I am me again.
This is John Divis. Let our team help you solve your dental needs.
And we are back at 18 minutes after the hour for just the second time this year. The Wenatchee Wild got shut out last night. Vernon came on top. The final was 2-0 at the Cal Tire Place. Even though the Wild outshot the Vipers, 27-20. Tyler Shea, Wenatchee goalkeeper, good. He stopped 18 of 20 shots. But of course, Rowan Clark, the goalie for Vernon, stopped all 27 of Wenatchee shots. The other shutout loss for the Wild, by the way, came at home back on November 26 against Salmon Arm. Highlights, we pick it up shortly after they drop the puck.
First one after it in the corner, cycles it around to the right wall. Talon Zackel there, circle, shot off a stick. Lavery out of the corner, pushed off the puck, pokes it free to Zackel. Zackel into the high slot for JoJo. JoJo shoots and scores! JoJo Tanaka Campbell's got goals in 3 straight. A nice setup, posted in, and early in this hockey game, the Vipers have a 1-0 lead. He couldn't get it onto his forehand. He was facing the wrong way. And now a breakaway pass. Here's Jack Ivey. He's in alone. Pardon me, that's Ben Ivey, and he's stopped in front by Rowan Clark with a big save. County turned it over. Here's Milburn walking into the backhand. Shea the save. A bad turnover in the Wenatchee zone, and Tyler Shea has kept this game from getting out of hand. Right side Culling. Kent one-timer stopped. Rebound stopped again by Shea. Robbed Fricker. Now a pass hits Culling and deflects out to center. My goodness, the Vipers nearly had another one. Gets it out. Tonelli right back in by himself. 1-on-2. Nice move. Tonelli to the goal to the backhand. Scores! couple of Island guys. Lavery centers to Nelly, stop, rebound, and Shea comes to McNelly, stopped in front by the goaltender again, as McNelly had eyes on his first PCHL goal. Shea's going to the bench for the extra attacker. Wilder going 6-on-5 early here. 2-0 Vipers lead, so the net is empty. Shot to the goal, knocked down in front. Puck sitting there, and it was blocked on its way through. Sidlowski out of the left wing circle, takes a look, takes the shot. Stopped by Clark, no rebound. Holds on, trying to get a shooting lane. He'll send one down for Littler. Quick shot, stopped by Clark. The rebound, stopped again, and the Vipers will clear into the zone. He'll stop up, feeds one into the corner. Here's a spin move from Emerson. Stop to the side of the net. They jam away. Where is it? Clark, puck is loose. Puck is apparently in, but they're going to wave that off immediately. Sidlowski, wrist shot off a stick, bounces through. Clark the save. They jam away at it. Where is it? They still jam away, and it's underneath the body with 5.6 seconds left. One more key defensive zone faceoff. This time it's won by the Wild. Shot off a leg, goes in behind the net. Griffin Barr tied up there, and you can put this baby to bed. Rowan Clark's been the hottest thing in the BC Hockey League, and he finally gets rewarded with his first BCHL shutout.
The Wild are back home tomorrow and Friday to take on those very same Vernon Vipers. They drop the puck Thursday night, tomorrow night at 6. Friday, they drop the puck at 7:05. Tickets at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. When the Seattle Kraken play at Winnipeg tomorrow, history will be made by those two gentlemen. Everett Fritzhue and J.T. Brown will become the first all-black broadcasting team to call a game in the history of the National Hockey League. Fitzhugh already made history back in August when he was hired to be the Kraken's radio play-by-play voice. Now he'll be filling in for John Forsland. John Forsland will call the Seattle games for Root, but he's going to be doing the national game. So that provided the window for Fitzhugh to slide into Forsland's chair and join Brown, makes them the first all-black broadcast team in NHL history. On the ice, by the way, Seattle's looking to bounce back from their loss to Toronto on Monday. It is the Jets and the Kraken, 5 o'clock tonight. And you could witness history by watching it on Root Sports Northwest. We have playoff basketball tonight here on the NCAA Live Channels. District 6 4A play-in game. Eastmont boys will take on the Sunnyside Grizzlies. Eastmont finished the season 11-6 overall, 5-5 in conference play. That was good enough for fourth place, and that means they have a home play-in game to get to the district tournament. Sunnyside finished 5th in the Big Nine. They were 4-8 in Big Nine play, 10-10 overall. Eastmont swept the season series, by the way. Grant and Eric will have the call. It'll be live on our Facebook page at 6 o'clock and delayed until 7 o'clock on television here on the NCAA Live Channel, or as we like to call it, on the Business TV. The schedule, meanwhile, Wenatchee will try and beat Moses Lake for the second straight time. It's a play-in game. They'll be in Moses Lake tonight at 6 o'clock. The Panthers are coming off a victory over Moses Lake on Saturday. This will be the fourth time the two teams meet this season. The Chiefs won the first two, as you know by now. The Eastmont girls will take on Sunnyside on the road tonight in their play-in game. The Wildcats finished the regular season 2-9 in Big Nine play. That was 6th in the league. Sunnyside was 7-5. They beat Eastmont last Saturday, 64-50. The Grizzlies enjoyed a 20-point win over the Wildcats the first time these two teams meet. Tip tonight at Sunnyside is at 6 o'clock. And the other play-in game, Davis girls will host the West Valley girls also at 6 o'clock. The Brewster girls had their season come to an end last night, a 3-point loss to Tenasket in the District 6 2B tournament. Lake Roosevelt and Okanagan will do battle for the championship come Friday. Gonzaga reclaimed the number 1 ranking for the third time this season atop the AP Top 25. They moved up one spot. They swapped places with Auburn. The Tigers fell to number 2. Mark Few's Bulldogs reached number 1 for a 5th week this season. The Zags spent 3 weeks at the top. Then they fell out after they lost to Duke. Then they spent a week at number 1 in mid-January before Auburn took over. By the way, the Bulldogs will be in beautiful Malibu, California to take on Pepperdine tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN2. But the Seahawks, finally, have a new defensive coordinator. It is Clint Hurt. He's been promoted to the position as part of the overhaul of the defensive coaching staff. Of course, they fired Ken Norton Jr. Also hired Sean Desai. He's going to be an associate head coach on defense, and Carl Scott, who was named the defensive passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach. On the other side of the ball, Andy Dickerson was named the team's offensive line coach, taking over for Mike Solari, who parted ways with the Seahawks last week. And those were just some of the games that people are playing on this 16th day of February, this Wednesday, as we celebrate National Almond Day today. Almonds, of course, are really good for you. We've been eating almonds as far back as anybody knows. Almond trees are deciduous to Iran and the Middle East, and then eventually to Northern Africa, and eventually to Southern Europe, and then the Mediterranean, and then on the ships they went, and off they went, and now they're everywhere. 80% 80% of the world's almond supply is now grown in California. California has the perfect climate. Certainly the California Valley has the perfect climate to grow almonds. It needs hot weather in the summertime and cold winters in order for almonds to grow properly, and that's why California produces 80% of the world's almond supply. Almonds belong, by the way, to the rose family. Almonds are good for you in any number of ways. I don't need to tell you that. They're always, always, always good. By the way, about half of the pollinated bees in this country are trucked down to California to pollinate the almond trees every year. That's a lot. A lot of almonds. Good for you. Love almonds. Who doesn't love almonds? It is 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, 99 years ago today, February 16th, 1923, Howard Carter unsealed the burial tomb of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. They opened it up. Fun facts about King Tut. His parents were siblings. He was 9 when he assumed the throne of Egypt. He ruled for 10 years, died at the age of 19. Believed to be the youngest pharaoh ever in the ancient Egyptian empire. He was buried quickly in a small tomb that was normally not, it was just for regular people. When you're a pharaoh and you die, you get the big ones. He didn't. They gave him a small one and they put him off to the side. Nobody really knew where it was. And so it was undisturbed. All the other great tombs of all the great pharaohs, everybody knew where they were, and they had already been looted and discovered. But King Tut's tomb kind of sat there undisturbed for, I don't know, a long time before they found it, and they opened it. We've all seen the famous mask of King Tut. It's made of solid gold, and it weighs 22 pounds. That's a mask. They unsealed the burial tomb of King Tut 99 years ago today. The USS Triton began its it went all the way around the globe under the water. It started doing that and left a port at New London, Connecticut, and it took 60 days and 21 hours, but they went all the way around the globe, 26,723 nautical miles. The first submerged circumnavigation of the globe began on the state back in 1960. Of course, you could do it because you had a nuclear-powered submarine. Didn't have to pop into the gas station at the Circle K and fill her up. Not a problem. Happy birthday to 911 in Haleyville, Alabama. On this day 54 years ago today, February 16, 1968, Haleyville, Alabama became the first community in America to adopt the 911 system. They have a big party every year. That's the big 911 festival that they have in Haleyville. Fun facts about 911. Most 911 calls are not emergencies. The majority of them are not emergencies. In 2015, a woman in Ohio was arrested and charged with a misdemeanor because she called 911 to complain about bad Chinese food. You're not supposed to do that. Roughly half of all 911 calls in New York City are accidental. That comes out to 84 million calls a year. If you accidentally dial 911, don't hang up. Stay on the line. Talk to the dispatcher. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. And everything will be fine. If you call 911 and realize, oh, I didn't mean to do that, and you hang up, they're required by law to call you back. So if you accidentally, don't initiate that game of tag with Rivercom. Just say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to dial 911. They say, okay, that's cool. Of course, about 80% of all 911 calls are made from cell phones, which they don't really know where you are, so it's really important. If you call 911 from a landline, they can trace it immediately, within seconds. They can't do that with cell phones. Remember that. And in many situations, if you dial 911 in an emergency and you can't talk because there's an intruder in your home, or you're choking, or you're having a medical issue and you can't physically talk to the 911 dispatcher, they have a code. They'll say, and you just hit the tone buttons on your phone and they'll understand what's going on, especially if there's like an intruder in the house, so you don't have to say anything. Good idea there. And let's take a look at the Stanley Cup from 2005. There it is. That's the panel. For the 2004-2005 Stanley Cup season, there was no hockey. They canceled it on this date, on February 16th, 2005, 17 years ago today. The National Hockey League cancels the entire season. Of course, there was a lockout, and they realized at this point in February, we can't get a season in and the playoffs, so they canceled the whole thing. The first and so far the only time an entire season of professional sports was canceled because of a labor dispute. 17 years ago today, birthdays at the bottom of the hour. Henry Adams, part of the famous Addams family, not the cartoon and the show. We're talking about John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Born in the state in 1838, he wrote the book called The Education of Henry Adams. It was published posthumously after he died, and it was voted the greatest nonfiction book of the 20th century. I've read it, and it is pretty good. Whether it's the best nonfiction book of the 20th century, not sure. It's still pretty good. Henry Adams, born in the state in 1838. Richard McDonald. He and his brother founded a little restaurant in California to make burgers real quick. Called, let's call it McDonald's, they said. Richard McDonald, born in the state in 1909, sold the whole franchise off to Ray Kroc. He did all right. Richard McDonald, born in the state in 1909. And Ice-T, the American rapper and actor. I had a chance to meet Ice-T when they filmed that god-awful movie, Surviving the Game, here in Wenatchee in north central Washington back in the early 90s. I got a chance to meet Ice-T, nice guy, 64 years old today. I have an autographed picture of him somewhere. I don't know, I lost it. Going to take a break. When we come back, we have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Minotti. It is Royalty Week. You're going to meet Paige, Garetson, and Mallory West, the top 10 candidates for the Apple Blossom Royal Court, when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of north central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around north central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
I'm here at the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, where there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You can learn how the dam harnesses the power of the Columbia, walk inside a Native American Tule Lodge, and steer clear of disaster on the Rock Island Rapids. You can check out the new fish viewing space and even stare a salmon right in the eye. Explore all this and more at Chelan County PUD's brand new Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, now open year-round.
Things have changed in the motorsports industry. Short supply and high demand have emptied showrooms. But what hasn't changed are the experts at Doghouse Motorsports. They are here to help you reserve the machine of your choice. Stop by and check out the latest 2022 Husqvarna motorcycles, UBCO, and Intense electric vehicles, and other new additions to the Doghouse Motorsports family of high-quality products.
Over the last year and a half, the industry's absolutely changed, but the Doghouse is still your best option for all your power sports needs.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Are you frustrated because you feel like you aren't getting the internet speeds you pay for? One of the most common ways to test your internet connection is called a speed test. These are free and easily located on the internet and can tell you how fast your internet is. However, for certain reasons, these tests may not always be accurate. A speed test shows you how fast a file can be downloaded to the computer you're running the test on. However, there are many things that can affect the speed of that download besides the speed of the internet going into your home. A few of the things that can affect your internet speed are poor Wi-Fi signal, other wireless signals interfering with the wireless signals coming from your router, other devices in your home draining your bandwidth, your computer or phone running apps programs in the background that you aren't aware of, slowing your entire device. Any of these things can slow down your internet. Your internet is like water flowing down a pipe. There's a big pipe bringing internet to your local area, and a smaller pipe coming off of that bringing internet to your home address. Your router is just another pipe that brings the internet inside your house, and every device inside your home is like a pipe connected to the router. Just like with water, if any of those pipes along the way are too small for the amount of internet that needs to flow through for a family, the flow for everything down the line will be much slower. It's a lot like trying to push all the water going into your house through a small straw. Also, again, just like with water, if everyone in your home is using the internet at once, any individual device may not be able to receive the full flow of the internet. It's like your whole family trying to drink out of that small straw all at once. If you're struggling with internet that is slower than expected, make sure that all of the devices that your internet flows through are working correctly, and check all devices in your home for background programs that may be using the internet. If everything still appears to be working correctly, contact us and we'll be able to help.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, one of my biggest regrets in life is this. I was at a baseball game once at the Kiwanis Oval in Caldwell, New Jersey, and the opposing team's first baseman was giving the first base umpire really a hard time. He's making fun of him, ridiculing his calls, etc., and I don't know why this ump didn't toss the guy out of the game. He should have, but there were 2 outs, and there was a hit to the shortstop who threw the ball to this jerk of a first baseman. And though the throw beat the runner, the first baseman jerk's heel came off the bag before he caught the ball. Now, I was right at the first base line and I saw this. Now, the umpire called the runner safe, which he was, but the first baseman said something like, forget that. Something like that. And he and his team ran off the field as they thought there were 3 outs. Now, the umpire didn't say anything, and my regret is neither did I. Now, I was just a kid, but come on. There's just some regrets you never forget. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
To achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center, and I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us for the new program, vibrant living.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Mail It Your Way in East Wenatchee has new local owners. Need a mailbox with a physical address? Mail It Your Way has them in a variety of sizes. Postal Service and FedEx shipping, packaging, printing. Stop by Mail It Your Way in East Wenatchee on Grant Road next to Glaze.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Star Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Apple Blossom coverage on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you in part by August Edge. With a 2% listing fee, August Edge gives you the edge in real estate.
Our chance to meet the top 10 candidates for the Royalty Selection Pageant continues here on the NCW Life Channel. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Joining us now, we have Paige Garetson. Hi, Paige.
Hi.
She is the daughter, and I'm going to get this right, James Andragona. I want to ask you about your mom's name.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, tell us a little bit about your mom.
It's Serbian. So my grandparents, her parents came from Serbia.
Okay.
And it means dearest or sweetheart.
Okay. So she is an immigrant to the United States then?
Her parents are, but she was the firstborn here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Before I got into this before I got you a chance. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Paige Garetson. I go to Wenatchee High School, and I'm a very avid snowboarder and dog lover.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about that here as we continue. As far as snowboarding is concerned, how do you go from being a snowboarder to a snowboard instructor?
I've been snowboarding this is my 6th season, and I've been skiing for the past 12 years, and I've just fallen in love with the sport. And I think the way for you to personally improve is by teaching it and learning all those little critiques.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it, downhill regular skis?
Yes.
To go from that to snowboarding, is that tough or?
There is a balance change, and you are no longer strapped onto 2 feet, 2 different skis, right?
Right.
One board.
Which you feel like you have a little more control over falling. In that case.
Yeah, you no longer turn into a pretzel when you fall, though, so that's good.
That's true. But there is a whole different part and art to falling on a snowboard. I mean, falling in general, it's tough. But, right? That's one of the things you got to learn how to do so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, so you're not hurting your wrist or your butt's not getting sore.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
The $10,000 for me was that money for school would be amazing. But not only that, how often do you get to dress up in these huge ball gowns and represent a little city? That's
true. How hard has this been with the pandemic? Because those opportunities to dress up and to go to prom and to do all those things have been hampered by that, haven't they?
They have. Definitely less now than they were 2 years ago, but there still is that. And I feel like, especially for me, who was a sophomore when it happened, my high school is just kind of different than the stereotypical one.
Yeah, absolutely. You say your mom inspires you. You kind of went into that a little bit. Why specifically, when they ask you for someone who inspires you, why did you pick your mom?
My mom's a nurse practitioner, And I want to go into the medical field too. So she's my role model, and she's always there for me and pushing me to do better and be better.
Since you're relatively new to the Wenatchee Valley, right? Where did you come from before you were here?
Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And I had moved around more, but I call Colorado Springs home.
Okay.
So.
What was that change like for you to come here? I mean, that's kind of similar topographical, almost,
for sure.
right?
But I think Washington is by far so much more prettier. It is just in the valley in itself, and having the river so close and skiing so close, it's great.
So, being that you're new here, you have a different perspective on this question for you. What's the biggest thing missing for teens?
Ooh, things to do when you want to hang out in the middle of the night. And things close very early here. They do. And that was one of the things here. It's like, what do I go do with my friends on a Friday night or on the weekends? It's difficult.
The pandemic. What's the biggest thing that you've learned through the pandemic?
That you can't plan life, and that it'll change in a second. And you may have had plans, but it's not set in stone, and that's okay. So.
Do you think that that is shared by your generation now?
I think so. I like to call us pretty flexible.
So you think, is that a good thing, do you think? You know, there's some people that might, older folks like us, might go, oh, that's so bad. That's too bad. You can't plan your life anymore. But I kind of think, like you said, to be flexible and to just roll with the punches, kind of important, isn't it?
Oh, I completely agree. I used to be so fixated on what I could tell you what I was going to do for the next 4 years and how I was going to do it. And now I'm looking back at it, and it's okay to, for once, not to know what I'm going to do a year from now or 2 years from now. And
this is quite a process. Now, I don't know if you knew much about this whole thing before you decided, hey, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. What's been the hardest part for you in this?
I am very busy. I don't think I knew how much went into this, and looking at those 3 girls from last year, and you're like, oh, they're the queen and the princesses, but they really worked to get where they wanted to be, and I just didn't think I didn't realize how much went into that. But
are you enjoying this process?
I love it. I love it. I like staying busy. It's good for me. So.
Okay, I have a curveball I'm throwing to everybody
Okay.
here. Same question. You have a choice of 3 things, okay? You can skydive, deep sea dive, or just go for a long drive.
Okay.
Which would you choose and why?
Deep sea diving, because the ocean to me is just, I love the ocean. And fish and starfish are just so cool, and dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins are neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to arrange a trip for you and the other 9 because I'm not getting a lot of deep sea diving.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of long drivers in this bunch. Anything else we should know about you, Paige, before we let you go?
I'm just so excited to be here. I think this is a great opportunity. I hope to see everyone else and meet you guys. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Paige Garetson, one of the top 10 candidates who will vie for the top 3 coming up this Saturday. It's the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Casper Valley Bank. We'll have it live here on the NCW Life channel.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino is the perfect place to meet in East Wenatchee. The Old West theme takes you back in time with casino gambling and poker tables. And now you can play the best games on or off the tables. Stop by and check out the new game room. All your favorite games and extended late night hours makes the Clearwater your best bet for a great time. And if time slips away having so much fun, stay the night next door at the Cedars Inn. It's all here nightly at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino in East Wenatchee.
Apple Blossom coverage on the NCW Light channel is brought to you in part by Apple Valley Honda, caring to be green.
Our opportunity to meet the top 10 candidates continues this week here on the NCW Life channel. I'm Eric Granstrom, being joined now by candidate Mallory West. She is the daughter of Todd and Stacy West. Hi, Mallory.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wanted to tell us a little bit about yourself before I get into my list of questions for you.
I'm from Eastmont, and I'm on the track team and on the sports med team, and I love this.
So, being on both, then in track, if you injure yourself, can you heal yourself too, or?
You would think so. No, really, you would think so, but no, I don't think that's how it works.
Okay.
I'd be like, I can't quite look. Like, oh, my leg can't quite get down
you
in
gotta
there.
be flexible to see what's going on with your foot, type of thing. How did you get interested in the sports med part of your world?
Miss Howe, our sports med teacher, one time, it actually happened one time when I actually did get injured.
Oh.
And so I just saw what they were doing, and I was like, I want to be able to do that. Like, I want to be able to, help people, because they helped me, so I want to be able to help them, because it looked fun. And so when I did it, it turned out to be super fun and educational, and I learned so much.
Elementary school volunteering. So what is that for you?
So my mom is actually an elementary school teacher, and so she lets me come and volunteer for her. So I help her kids, because you can't handle 30 little kids all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So I come and I help and I volunteer, and I'll take some to the back of in the back of the classroom, and I'll teach them their writing or whatever they're working on.
What age?
Third grade, so about
Okay. So things have changed a lot since I was in third grade, but that was when I was learning penmanship and things like that.
Yeah.
Do they still do penmanship?
I think it's more like math now.
Who cares what it looks like as long as you can add it up? Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
Growing up, I was always a really, really shy kid. I never did anything. I didn't even raise my hand for simple questions. So I think my mom, when we got the paper, she said, let's just try it. What's the worst that can happen? It's just a meeting. So we went to the meeting, and I fell in love, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just try it out. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And now I am here.
So when you heard your name for top 10, was that kind of a surreal moment for you?
Very. I was like, I just did it for, just the experience, just to have fun. I never really kind of went into this winning, kind of stuff. I went into this to have fun and to be with all, 32 or whatever of the girls.
Right.
To just have fun. And then I got my name called, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, no way. It's like, that's crazy.
Which started a ball rolling that is quite involved, right? I mean, how's this process been for you?
Very fun, very different from what I'm used to. Going from a very free schedule, doing nothing, to a 7 a.m. to a 6 p.m. schedule every day. It's a lot of adjusting to do, but once you get the hang of it, it's so fun. And I got to make the bestest of friends, lifetime friends that I'm forever going to cherish.
That's great. You say your mom inspired you. How so?
My mom, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, because before the top 10, I kind of got cold feet, and I had a lot of anxiety leading up to this, and so I almost backed down. But my mom, she sat me up, kind of pushed me out the door, and was like, nope, you're gonna do it. I'm not gonna let you quit, because when you get scared, you quit, and you're not gonna quit. What's the worst that can happen? Like, so what? Your name doesn't get called, so what? So what, you mess up your speech, so what? Who cares? Like, you're having fun. Like, this is a fun experience for everyone. So she's just kind of my big role model, and I get inspired by her every day.
That's awesome. Being a teenager yourself, I wanted to ask you guys what you think the biggest thing missing in this valley for teens is. I just wonder what you guys do and where you can go and hang out and stuff. I mean, what is the biggest thing missing?
A bigger mall.
Oh.
Definitely more shops. I would love if we got a Nike or an American Eagle. That would be amazing.
Like an outlet.
Yeah, more of like an outlet. That'd be amazing.
All right, city planners, are you paying attention here? This has been a crazy world, especially for you guys over the last 2 years, and trying to go to high school and not go to school, and distant learning and all that stuff. What's been the hardest part? No, I don't want to know that. I want to know what the pandemic has taught you.
The pandemic actually taught me a lot of things that, you can't really take things for granted, because you'll never know when you're ever going to get them back. Because it's before the pandemic, life was great, and then all of a sudden, the pandemic happened and just absolutely took away everything. So now, every time something happens, I always cherish it the best I can, because I don't know when this is the next time I'll ever have this again.
I've got a curveball question. I'm asking all girls the same thing. You get a choice of 3 things. Okay, ready? You can go skydiving, you can go deep sea diving, or you can just take a long drive. What would you choose and why?
Skydiving. Really? Because I feel like it's be scary, but people will be like, oh yeah, or you can go around and tell people like, yeah, I went skydiving, and they'd be like, no way. I'd be like, yeah, I did that, and they'd be like, wow. And just to have the thought of like, telling people that I did that.
Yeah. Has this been kind of skydiving for you in a way, this whole process?
Yes, very, very. But it's fun because then I can tell people that I did it, and they'll be like, no way, and I'm like, yes.
And the landing wasn't so bad, was it?
Nope. Perfect.
Mallory West here on our Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program, getting us a little more into the side of one of our top 10 candidates. Mallory, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, the Royalty Selection Pageant comes your way this Saturday. It starts with our countdown to coronation at 6:30, and of course the pageant at 7 from the Wenatchee Convention Center. Be sure and join us here on the NCW Life channel.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from Localtel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from Localtel lets you decide when shows begin.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Oh yeah, thanks to our good friends at Chelan Valley Skincare. Thank you, Cindy, for participating in Winning Wednesday. Once again, it's a $50 gift certificate to our good friends at Chelan Valley Skincare. Ageless Beauty. I wouldn't know what that's all about. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's an email address. Email only. Winner at ncwlife.com. Get your email addresses. Get your entries into me via email. Again, winner at ncwlife.com. Employees of Local Telecommunications, Solely Broadcasting, and their media families are not eligible. Sorry, Alicia. And they're offering this month at Chelan Valley Skincare the February Lovers Special, the head-to-toe special. It's a European facial, some sort of infusion. I don't know about these things. A partial body wrap, a bionic foot bath, a foot massage. It's a $250 value, and you can get $50 off of that by winning this. Winner at ncwlife.com. Changes are coming. Mother Nature is going to throw us a curveball this weekend. We're going to cloud up. It's going to start Friday night. Going to last through most of the weekend. So maybe a little bit of light rain here in the Wenatchee Valley. Certainly the upper elevations. The passes are going to get some pretty good snow, especially on Stevens Pass on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. So some winter driving impacts will definitely be coming to the upper elevations. We're going to be warm enough down here. We're probably going to be dealing with just a little bit of rain if we get anything at all. The one thing that's definitely going to happen this weekend is we are going to see some clouds and some slightly cooler temperatures than what we've been seeing from the National Weather Service. Here we go. We hit 50 yesterday. Bit of a surprise. Very nice. We're not going to get there today. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's 41 right now. We're supposed to get about 46. We could be warmer than that with quite a bit of sunshine, light wind, 32 for the overnight low tonight. A weak system, a kind of weak short wave, kind of bumps in and out and kind of flies through. No real issues at all, with a high of about 45. Just a few more, maybe some filtered sunshine is what we expect on Thursday. On Friday, right back to the good stuff with a high of 45 degrees, and then a good chance that the mountains are going to get a pretty good dose of snow Saturday and Sunday. Here in the valley, not so much. We'll see lots of clouds, certainly on Saturday, with a couple of sun breaks on Sunday afternoon as the system begins to exit. It's also going to bring in some cold air. Look how chilly it's going to get Monday and Tuesday. Monday, of course, being the holiday, President's Day. So there you go. That's your forecast, and that's the show, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.